Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
You are once again welcome to PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the best and latest updates in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members to watch as well. You can equally leave a comment at the comment section after watching, or send us a voice note on our WhatsApp number, which is 0277128777. Thank you for choosing us. Thank you for being with us. Without much ado, I would like you to join me listening to what we have for you today, and it's a powerful and factual gist that will bring your way. Stay tuned to the end. God bless you.
You're welcome back. This is Face to Face on Channel 1 Television. My guest is Director of Legal Affairs of the NDC and CEO of the NPA. You've not been confirmed yet, or you've been confirmed?
Not yet.
Oh, so acting NPA boss, but it's fine, you're the boss, so let's leave it like that. They said there's a power vacuum. We don't know who our head of state is currently. Even though President Mahama is the one who was elected, he's not in the jurisdiction, the vice is not around, the speaker is not around. We don't know. I saw the NPP statement.
I thought there are three hierarchies.
Yeah.
The judiciary, the executive.
Then the judiciary.
Is the acting chief justice in Ghana?
No, the judiciary, the head of the judiciary is on internship. Sorry, is on leave.
By law?
Suspension.
No. There's an acting CJ.
Can an acting...
It's not personal.
So it's the office?
It's the office. It's not personal. It is the office. And so, as we speak, there is an acting Chief Justice of the Republic. And that is the reason why we have three arms of government.
So our president now is acting CJ Bafuponi.
I am saying that there is no vacuum. You premise your argument on vacuum.
Yes.
And I'm saying that there are three arms of government. Mm-hmm. So if the executive head and the vice are not in, the legislature is not in, but the judiciary is in, there's no power vacuum.
Even though the head of the judiciary is on suspension.
The Constitution says, in the absence of the senior most, act as the CG. That ends it. It admits of no ambiguity.
How do you marry this with the Atamensa and Asari cases that talked about subscribing to the oath?
Yes,
when you act as president?
Yes, you know, it was, and I remember His Lordship Justice Badebe's judgment where this issue came up, and he has to, because I think the Honorable Duajaho decided that he was not going to take the oath, and that matter came up, and my Lord Justice Badebe raise that issue. And on this note, I just want to wish his family the deepest condolence, my own senior Assad and the others, on the loss of Justice Badegbe, one of our foremost judicial minds. That's a very interesting case, like you pointed out. As to whether the oath has been administered or not, I'm not in position to say I know or I do not know. But what I can say is that there is no power vacuum. It does appear that the president is in the country.
He's back? But
he's in the country.
Even if he's back, there was a period where he was not. So I think that's where we are discussing.
He's in the country.
What's your personal view? There's a view that, and I've seen, I think, as Professor Azar make a comment that we should do away with the Atamensa and Asari case, which says that when the president is not around, someone should subscribe to an oath to act, and that wherever the president is, because of technology and digitalization, we should say that.
So there's even a broader conversation. When you say you are acting president because the president has traveled, what can you do?
So when you are acting CJ, what can you do? You
No,
president.
acting CJ is different.
How?
You run the office.
Okay.
The reason why I'm asking
so acting president, you run the office?
No. When it's just the vacuum, it's a legal construct. That, so for instance, without, when Prof. Mills died, from the time he died to the time in the evening when President Mahama was sworn in,
There was a vacuum.
would you say there was a vacuum?
Depends on how you look at it.
Exactly. That's why I say it's a legal construct. Legal construct in the sense that even the person who act, assuming that the speaker is acting, can he exercise executive authority? No. So it's purely a legal construction. Can the speaker, whilst he acts, disappoint a minister?
Hire or fire?
Hire or fire a minister? No.
So it's toothless bulldog.
Completely. The whole idea is that, at least at every point in time, so do
you think we should just scrap the law and let it be that president is present whether or not he's in the jurisdiction?
I mean, it should serve as a reminder, without more.
You do not want to give me your personal view on that?
It should serve as a reminder, without more.
Since we are talking about legal matters, the head of the judiciary, until she was sent on suspension, Gertrude Esaba Tokono, the view is that your party, which you are the head of legal for, deliberately planned to remove her, and that you came in, and there's even an allegation that the petition was cooked at Jubilee House, and she has been sent on suspension to allow you as a party to do whatever you want to do with the judiciary. They are playing chaskele with the judiciary. What's your response to that?
Your platform has always been a very serious platform.
And it will continue to be.
And I appreciate the kind of individuals you bring. One thing you don't know is that there are 2, maybe 3 or more programs that I don't miss. Yours, really? And Eyewitness News. As for Eyewitness News, I think I'm a disciple.
Okay.
Of Eyewitness News.
I hope you are not patronizing me so that when you don't answer me well, I will not press you.
I'm just telling you,
okay,
that I am a disciple.
I'm honored, sir.
Of Eyewitness News. And there are instances where I've had to do editorial from.
Yes,
you know. The reason why I brought this in is that the NDC considers very serious the 3 arms of government. And so, from 1992, especially the political party with that association with the birth of the Constitution, we have always done everything to ensure judicial independence, very important. Now, when I heard some of the comments you repeated on this very esteemed platform, and again, they are not befitting of this platform, in the sense that, listen, her ladyship, now suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono, received bipartisan support when President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo nominated her for the Chief Justice position. Bipartisan. If the NDC was minded, would have opposed her nomination even to the Supreme Court. The issues that have grounded this petition, unless by clairvoyance, how was anybody going to determine that her ladyship, the Chief Justice, was going to conduct herself one way or the other? Witchcraft? So how can somebody say that the NDC had crafted a scheme to get her out? The same political party that gave her bipartisan support in Parliament.
The same party that was constantly demonstrating and saying she's not fair to them.
No, let me show something. When there have been President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo nominees to the Supreme Court that the NDC opposed and were put to a vote on the floor, my Lord Justice Gawu, his nomination...
From your region?
Yes, and a judge I respect so well. In fact, as lawyer, I was always interacting with him at the whole High Court as a senior brother, right? Whatever it is, 2 judges appointed by President Nana Addo were opposed to the extent that the committee could not agree on their approval by Parliament, to the extent that it was put to the House for a vote. Correct. In the case of a ladyship, the Chief Justice, now suspended, bipartisan. I recall the Honorable Ato Forson as the minority leader then, together with the NPP, unanimously approved it from the committee level to the House. This is the party NDC. So where from this idea?
We've heard you say things whenever you go on demonstration. You say that the Supreme Court has become the unanimous FC, and that whatever you send to the court, they do not treat your cases well. She doesn't empanel, she doesn't fix dates for your cases and all of that.
No, I remember vividly. The first time I heard this unanimous FC was in the 2020 election petition. Was Getwitokono the CJ then?
Yeah, but she took over later.
No, I beg you.
No, she's not.
So where from this issue?
No, but the point is that...
So I'm saying that,
yeah,
assuming you are premising it on the fact that people have raised issue,
yeah,
with judicial partiality or impartiality, what has that got to do with her? In fact,
you have said she doesn't give you dates, and that she allows your cases to become moot before she even
let me give you a personal story.
Yes.
Personal to me. I was counsel for the NDC in 2023, September, when the Electoral Commission decided to do the limited registration exercise. I remember vividly, I applied for an injunction. The injunction went, after everything I served the EC, we needed dates for the injunction application. Umaru, right up to around 5 p.m., the day of the bar conference, that was the time we got dates. The date we got for the injunction, the exercise was happening in September. We got our date for 17th October.
Like American visa application.
We got, so the date eventually that were given, which was 17th October, that's about 3 weeks after the exercise had concluded.
And so that's one of many reasons that your party members have been citing.
No, I'm coming. Now, when you read, and I've seen what they claim to be the petition, where in any one of these petitions, do you see a petitioner being a known or card-bearing member of the NDC? 2, that the grounds for this is because she refused to give dates in a matter involving the NDC.
That's a hidden motive.
Please, with the greatest respect, not even the devil knows what is in your beautiful head. Not even the devil.
Or your bald head.
Oh, I mean, that looks, yeah, I'll take it. No, but Umaru.
Yes, I get you.
Yes, I know. But all that I'm saying is that in all fairness to the National Democratic Congress, no such thing. It's unfortunate.
Look, they say that you are removing, okay, not you, when I use you now, I'm referring to that the petitioners and the cases that have been brought have nothing to do with her office per se.
Now listen.
What do you say to that? That someone should be removed so for instance, if someone wants to petition for your removal, it should have something to do with what you've done here at MPA as CEO about hold on. Not because you traveled to Qatar and you had a laptop in your car.
In the wisdom of the framers of the 1992 Constitution, they envisaged 3 grounds: incompetence, stated misbehavior, right, and more importantly, infirmity, if you are not in position to perform the function. Now, if you look at the grounds and the publications online on the various platforms, assuming that is the petition, what do they say? What do they disclose? It's a mixed bag. It's a cocktail of issues.
Yeah.
Stated misbehavior, possible issues of incompetence. That's different. And so to link all these matters to the NDC is completely
So your hands
unfair.
are clean?
President Mahama finds himself.
You are not planning to pack the bench?
President Mahama finds himself.
You've appointed one of my lecturers
in the situation of Pontius Pilate, where the people say, we want this done to Christ. What does it do?
Conveyor
Get me
belt.
word. I fetch, clean my hand. I move the case to the governor in Judea. The governor together says a prima facie has been made. That ends it. Have you heard President Mahama personally comment on the conduct or otherwise relative to all these matters that are panning out? No. He had demonstrated great circumspection, and even the divided view as to whether, at the point of prima facie determination, whether the person ought to be given a hearing. President Mahama had gone beyond that. When the CJ wrote that she needed to make a comment relative to the petition, prior to the determination of the prima facie, she wanted 7 days. President Mahama gave her how many days?
10.
10.
So it's been magnanimous.
Beyond.
Okay.
Beyond.
Beyond this.
Do you know why I say that? When Madame Charlotte Osei petition came up, right, and President Nana-Addo had the benefit of the petition, the lawyers of Madame Charlotte Osei wrote to the president requesting for a copy of the petition just to respond ahead of Chief Justice Sofa Akufo making the prima facie determination. The presidential Gongon Bitaden, Eugene, responded to that request and said this is not a platform for her, and that she will have the benefit of getting the petition before His Lordship Justice in Benin. No, Benin.
Okay.
The 5 member. You know, it was Justice Benin,
Yeah.
Justice Mafosal, may he so rest in peace, Edudzi, and 2 other civilians. That was when she had the benefit. But this one, President Mahama says no.
We
Have the benefit of it.
Let's move away from CJ Tokono and talk about the Supreme Court bench generally.
Yes.
The latest promotions to the Supreme Court. There's a view that what you have done amounts to the same thing you've been accusing Nana Akufo-Addo of doing, and that you're parking the bench. I'm happy my lecturer in evidence, Justice Akabuafo, is being promoted to the Supreme Court, but outside criticism suggests that you are parking the very bench you've been complaining about being parked in the past.
Okay, so thankfully, in the wisdom of the framers of the Constitution, they never put a limit to the number of Supreme Court judges. Omaru, as we speak, there are about 48 Court of Appeal judges, 44 appointed by Nana-Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo alone as president.
44 out of 48?
Yes.
Within 8 years?
Yes.
Okay.
There are 48 Court of Appeal judges now. In fact, my last count.
Including those who are being elevated or excluding that?
Including them.
Okay.
They are still Court of Appeal judges.
Okay.
Of that number, only 4 have been appointed by president other than Nana-Addo.
So of the I'm just wondering, so of the 7 who have been promoted, 3 must have been appointed by Nana Akufo-Addo.
And that is the case.
Okay.
Amalbo,
Don't mention it.
No. I'm just saying. Hafisata, His Lordship Justice Akabuafo, Janapari, Bataskujo, Justice Bright Mensah. So out of the 7 that President Mahama is promoting or elevating to the Supreme Court, only 2 are not Akufo-Addo's appointees. My Lord Justice Senyo Jamepe, my Lord Justice Dennis. The remaining 5 are all persons who President Akufo-Addo appointed to the Court of Appeal. Each one of them has a distinguished judicial career. Look, I was taught by His Lordship Justice Dennis at the law school. I know Justice Senyo Jamepe's record. If you pick the time when he was in the tribunal in Wa
When you had tribunal in this country?
In Wa. When he was in Borga. When he was a state attorney in Ho. If you put the work he's done as a judge from the tribunal, that's over 30 years. I don't know who today has that record. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody living today.
So he surpasses Sir Dennis?
Yes. No, Sir Dennis came in 2010, just as him, at the Court of Appeal.
Okay.
But he came from the bar.
Okay.
He had been a person you call district magistrate. So, in fact, currently, my Lord Justice Senyo Jamepe is somebody who had gone through the mill
from scratch
to this level. I don't know anybody who will say.
Okay. So these are justified.
I am
promotions.
saying, look at someone like His Lordship Justice Akabuafo. Excellent jurists. Excellent jurists. Look, I have litigated before him. I did Zanato before him. Right? I did Zanato, the High Court, before him. In fact, it was before His Lordship Justice Akabuafo that I did when I was doing the Zanato, I asked for the referral to Supreme Court. He refused. I went for a certiorari against him, and he succeeded. That is how come the Zanato matter ended up at the Supreme Court. I also did Atoforsen before him. Look at his lead judgment. I've done other matters before these judges. Each one of them has a unique judicial disposition. Excellent juries. If you look at the pick, my Lord Justice Sir Dennis, like I pointed out. In fact, the senior most is Justice Senyo, because he had been at the court longer than all of them. Right from the tribunal in Wa. In the 90s, when was the last time you heard of the tribunal? You understand? So this is a man that has served Ghana from a state attorney.
Very well. Okay.
In the 80s, right into the 90s to now.
So it's not an attempt to neutralize.
Neutralize what? As I speak to you.
Like what the president said to your bar, your version of the bar association.
In 8 years, President Anado had done 18 Supreme Court judges, some on retirement. Currently, there are about 15 or so Supreme Court judges. Only two have been appointed by a president other than Akufo-Addo. My Lord Justice Poaman, my Lord Justice Bafo-Boni, all the rest were nominated, but excellent judges, excellent Supreme Court judges.
I need to take a break.
Thank you.
This is Face to Face on Channel 1 TV. Edudzi Tamakloe speaking to us there. He's plenty of positions now, so I'm not sure which one to. Let me just say lawyer Tamakloe. When we come back, I'll ask him about his office that he's occupying now, NPA, why we are not seeing a reduction at the fuel pumps, even though the dollar is struggling against this.
Thank you for making time with us out of your busy schedule. God bless you once again for doing that and choosing us. And continue to be with us and also share to your friends to also join the team, because this is the best place for any latest updates and facts in the political arena. Thank you for doing that for us. Stay glued to the channel as well by subscribing and turning the notification bell on for your latest updates. Thank you and God bless you.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.